All right, our last lightning talk is A Time Capsule of Extinction, Scottish Wildlife and Taxidermy by Caitlin Jamison from the Montrose Museum in Scotland. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for your attention. My name is Caitlin Jamison, and I'm going to share with you some of my work with Montrose Museum's natural history collections. Here we are. Montrose Museum is in Angus, which is in northeast Scotland, and it houses an impressive natural history collection. Everything from taxidermy to fossils to rare minerals are housed in one of the first purpose-built museums in Scotland. Many of the specimens themselves date from the mid to late 19th century. Sadly, due to changing public interest and a challenging funding landscape, which I'm sure we're all familiar with, the collections have been somewhat forgotten since they were catalogued onto neat pink index cards in the late 1970s. Funded by Museums Galleries Scotland on a fixed-term basis, my role as Museum Collections Technician, Natural History, is to digitise this vast collection of some 5,000 specimens. Beyond the wonky Victorian mount of an ocelot and vaguely radioactive fossils, this project highlights the rapid pace of the climate crisis on a local scale. The Natural History Gallery on the top left there displays specimens from around Angus in their natural habitat of the seashore, mountain, or glen. Accompanying interpretation has remained largely unchanged for nearly 50 years, a time capsule of extinction. Since then, migratory bird populations have declined and hedgehogs no longer frolic in gardens, but what is most poignant is the stark and saddening difference in the life of two iconic Scottish species. First up is the red squirrel, which is described in the museum as widespread and common, even visiting town parks and gardens. Today, this species is endangered, only inhabiting remote locations in Scotland and northern England. In addition to the loss of their woodland habitat, this sharp decline is attributed to their invasive American cousins, the grey squirrel. The label on this specimen states that to date, only a few recorded, and it is hoped that they will not spread into Angus. Sadly, this was not to be. The grey squirrel is now widespread throughout Scotland and a tangible example of human activity having a devastating and long-lasting effect on the natural world. Now we move on to the majestic but shy Scottish wildcat. Visitors learn that this species is fairly common in our hills and glens. Today, the wildcat is extremely rare and elusive, according to the Woodland Trust, and has been driven further and further north into tiny pockets of suitable habitat in the Highlands. After hundreds of years of hunting and habitat loss, it now faces its biggest threat, hybridisation. Interbreeding with domestic cats makes the wildcat susceptible to diseases and dilutes its distinctive features. Once again, human activity is having a direct impact on diversity and the longevity of wildlife. People often comment that they remember more songbirds when they were young, or that floods are more ferocious now than they used to be. In Montrose in particular, sandwiched between the raging North Sea, a tidal basin, and the boundary river North Esk, year on year the town feels worsening effects of the climate crisis. This is a real threat to life on planet Earth, but often it can be hard to pin down exactly what has changed when the scale is global. In this small museum, visitors can see what has changed in their own lifetime. Red squirrels and Scottish wildcats being pushed to the brink of extinction. This natural history collection can act as the catalyst for discussions around the climate crisis. Montrose Museum is working to update their natural history interpretation, and through the plight of these two iconic species, we open a non-confrontational dialogue to address this global challenge on a local scale. We will compare wildlife population levels, habitat ranges, and the prevalence of both endangered and invasive species, really drilling down into the changes that people can verify through their own lived experience in this small Scottish town. In adopting this approach, museums can reach visitors that may not have engaged with environmental issues before and prompt further engagement in the museum and beyond. Thank you for listening to my lightning talk, and please feel free to come up and have a chat during the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That was fantastic. Let's give everyone a round of applause. We're going to take a short coffee break. It'll be through that door. If you would like to, the trade stands are also available to visit while we're having our break, and the poster sessions the posters are outside as well. Speakers, if you are speaking in the next session, please be back here 5 minutes early to go over how things are going to work with your chair. All right, thank you.